The following is a semi-professional... fuck it, read it yourself. Alrighty, welcome back to Nihilhalla, and I was just checking a dating app that I use. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want you nondescripts to come find me and like try to be...
Our fan base is smart, they'll figure it out.
I'm sure they will. But if you do find me on OkCupid, I'm only interested in being friends, especially if you only want to like get to know me better because of the YouTube channel. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to romantically involve myself with somebody who wants me just because I'm even the remotest bit famous.
Wow.
It's just how I am.
Yeah.
Because I want somebody to like me for me, not for the potential...
She likes me for me! Oh wait, copyright.
Anyway, I was going through the questions, and I found one that I fucking hate. Like, I found a couple that I really hate, but, like, this one I fucking despise. The question is, which would you rather have more of? And your options are money and freedom. Roman, would you like to take a stab as to why I hate that question?
I mean, I know that I personally would pick money, since we're doing all of our dear God philosophy bits. They're intrinsically the same.
Yeah, that's why I hate that question. There's not an appreciable difference in the United States between money and freedom.
No, I totally agree with that. It's because, you know, yeah, we are free to do a lot in this country, but you can't just truly, there's not many places. I mean, look at how they're trying to shut down homestead livers and people who live in mini houses.
Oh, Jesus,
you can't just go, hey, I'm going to live in this part of the country and not and live off the land. You have to buy initially land first, so money kind of is the be all. So that's why I pick money, because hell, I'd just turn that currency into whatever I wanted.
I picked freedom because I actually would like to live a little bit freer, like being able to sort of do things without fear of reprisal.
No, yeah, I totally get it, but it's kind of how we live right now. You know, you and I could, and I feel like that's why so many people are pissed off nowadays, is because, true, you and I are able to try and pursue the happiness, but there's definitely unfair advantages to certain ways, and there's no necessity that even with hard work it will happen. So
yeah,
it's frustrating.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and this is like kind of one of always the funny things that I've always laughed about, is because anytime, because like,
oh look, a blue man.
Ooh.
Continue.
I fucking love money, but I definitely am not greedy, because all of my fantasies I have about, you know, when people say like, what would you do if you won $1 million or whatever, like my first thoughts are immediately, I'd pay off all my family and friends' debts and we would go fucking party till we died. Yeah, I'm never like, I would buy a big house. Like, I would have everybody live comfortably, save it in a CD so that we were living off the interest, and just go to festivals and party. You know?
Yeah,
that's just me. And, you know, and like, honestly, that's how much more freer than it gets. Yeah, you gotta prescribe to whatever system, but let's face it, until the collapse of society, there is going to always be some sort of currency system in place.
Yep, that's the sad truth of things, I think.
Until we get the replicators, like in Star Trek.
Oh God. Oh, get me started on that.
Well, that's what I like about Star Trek, and since we're, you know, on a philosophical bit with this game, which I'm really enjoying. I don't know how you nondescripts are feeling about it, but that's kind of like the one thing I love about Star Trek, is
the fact that it portrays a perfectly communistic society with absolutely no oppression from a heavy foot of government being visible.
And correct, but the biggest reason why that happens is because the replicators, because there's no...
Well, they figured two things out, actually.
Energy and...
Yeah.
So there's no need to fight for, like, they beat entropy, cool.
Yeah,
they also beat that nobody wants for anything, and if you notice in Star Trek, what does everybody do? Because the one argument I hate hearing is, well, if people didn't have jobs and a way to pay for anything, nobody would do nothing. That's absolutely not true in Star Trek. If you look, either people paint or practice martial arts, or like, everybody is doing an art.
You're free to pursue your heart's desires.
Exactly.
Invisible to you, yet part of
how to put it?
We are
if I can get hippy dippy, you're kind of pursuing
Your actions give life to
your
the story,
your full
and
consciousness.
The story gives meaning to your life.
More being. I mean, ooh, you can walk on the walls. Is there words on that thing?
What?
Up top there on that pillar? Walk up there again.
I didn't think there were. I mean, we'll check.
Oh, excuse me. But that is like a thing in Star Trek, and that is really. And look up right there. Are those words?
No.
Oh, that's just they kind of look
it's
like
the
words.
crackalure of the brick.
You know, and I really
That's
feel
a
like.
word I don't get to use very often. Oh my!
Oh shit!
What is going on?
Behold, I am Elohim, and I speak unto the darkness. Be gone.
What? Okay.
Elohim.
Excess data cleared.
I guess that's the dude who.
Elohim, if you're not familiar with your, I think it's Hebrew or Arabic, one of the two. I'm pretty sure it's Hebrew, actually. It literally just means, like, God.
Oh, okay.
But that is the word for it in that language.
Yeah.
Oh, goddammit, I almost...
But anyway, at my Star Trek point, you know, I really feel that is what we should strive for, is a world where we don't have to... Because right now that's everybody's basis concern of when, you know, you think of people worrying about who gets into what country and where. Honestly, besides religious things, the next big thing people worry about is there enough to go around. And
this is true. A lot of the so-called resource wars that are happening right now, like the Middle East conflicts that we sort of muscled our way into, we did so because we wanted more of the pie, so to speak.
yeah, and it's kind of, you know, and there's different people that have discovered...
Of course, it's all about control.
Oh, no, definitely, and that's why so many people are fucking pissed off, and we could... God, everybody still talks about that, and we could talk about more. So what do these things do?
These are connectors, and where we were previously just working with those jammers, now we're playing with lasers.
Ooh. Oh, I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
So that's why these levels are so angular.
These ones, later
Yeah.
on they get a little bit crazy.
Oh, okay.
So this is just your simple right angle beam connector puzzle, and then if I stand in the way of the door, you'll notice it shuts it off.
Okay, does that play into trope later?
That
Awesome.
becomes a problem later. And then I also know about a secret in this area. This is one I remember, because I remember kicking myself for having to look it up.
Oh, is that like an obelisk off in the distance?
It is, but it has one of these connectors on top of it, and I remember being so fucking mad because I didn't see it immediately. And I'm usually, like, a quick study when it comes to spotting shit like that.
Yeah.
So now I leave this area, and I go find the obelisk that connects to that, because there's one puzzle that involves red lasers, and that's still visible from within it, and that's over here.
Oh, okay.
I think it's this one. Might be a different one.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what we were talking about before with the whole prison system thing?
Yeah.
I was just I still think that was hilarious how we came to that conclusion when neither one of us have been to. But I think my conclusion to that I was like trying to get to is, if you're saying, like, why would a person pretend to be mentally disabled, or is it just as bad as a prison, or vice versa? I feel, why would so many potential criminals try to go for that defense so often? I'm not saying that there aren't people seeking help, that you know what I mean?
Right.
There definitely is a draw to why people go for that defense.
The thing that I would say is that they're trying to avoid getting murdered in prison, is probably why they want to do that, because they realize that they're horrible pieces of shit or something like that, and they want to go for that defense because either A, they think it's cushier and that they've beaten the system.
Well, I can tell you from the time, one of the times I've went to jail, to when, and now, of course, my evidence, before anybody fucking shitstorms and shitposts, I realize that my evidence is anecdotal to where I live and jobs and whatnot, but when I went to... Oh, that's a neat puzzle.
Can't cross the streams.
Yeah, but when I went to jail, I had to stay for the weekend. I was not given any choice of nutrition. It was just, I was given cheese sandwiches. There was one bathroom that was shared with many people in one cell. No amount of hygiene.
Oh god.
You alright? Sneezing? He's gonna sneeze! Oh yeah, that made the mic spike.
Oh god, I'm so
You feel
sorry.
better?
I hope so.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And anyway, so you know, yet when I've taken folks to a mental institution or mental hospital, you know, yes, your hospital food, you don't have complete control over what you eat, but there is some semblance of nutrition, not just feed of cheap feed, because prisons are usually for profit, like hospitals, but there's at least a little bit more to govern there. People have access to clean clothing and showers, and I know this isn't every institution, but you know, usually the health is better, and that's just my feeling. You know, when you're put in jail and you're in holding, you are fucking you are left to rot.
Oh, damn it.
Well, once again, that makes my, you know, my evidence anecdotal.
Well, I mean, my evidence is anecdotal as well, because my evidence is mostly like what I experienced when I was in the joint, or the joint shit. I wasn't.
Nah, I was in the joint.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking like I'm all hard and shit. No, when I was in a mental facility for the short time that I was there, I mean, I was there for a 3-day stay as well. Not necessarily the weekend, but a 3-day stay.
You know what? That just goes to like be. I still find that funny too, because they're both 3-day spans.
And we're each like speaking from that point of view when we have no evidence to the opposite. Like, we haven't tried both, so how could we possibly know if it's 100%?
My only evidence to the other is that I've taken people there and assisted them and what have you.
So I guess I'll finish this puzzle first, and then I'll do the secret bit, because finishing the puzzle.
But yeah, you would talk about your stay on the next episode of Nihilhalla.
Yeah.